Hi and welcome back to the Excel Masterclass, and in this session we're going to cover graphs. So what you'll find is that Excel helps you with that because there's wizards and things like that to set up graphs. So any data that you've got can be presented in graph format, and it is, if you are presenting to anybody, customers, seniors in your business, something like that, a graph is definitely the best way to present your data. It's visual, it tells a story straight away, and there are lots of different types of graphs. So I'm going to start with the weekly summary sheet that we created in our last session, and I am going to take all of this data. So I'm just going to highlight all the data that I want to be in the graph. So at the moment I'm just doing volumes. I don't want the totals. I just want, but I do want the dates, and I do want the different types of fruit on there. And if I go to insert along the top here, and then along here you've got the different charts that you can choose, or you can go into recommended charts if you want. If I go into recommended, you'll see all the different ones that it chooses for me. I definitely want to choose stacked column. And actually, I don't want it to be in this format, but I will rearrange that in a second. So I definitely want stacked, because what you can see with stacked is it gives you the total amount sold, but it then breaks the stacks into colors, which is, at the moment, it's the date. Now, I do want to change this, so I am just going to click anywhere in the chart area and right click. And I'm going to go to select data. And now that I'm in select data, what you can see is I can see that on the horizontal axis is on apple, pear, orange, pomegranate, and in the legend series it's on date. What I want to do is I want to flip those around. I want the dates to be on the horizontal axis. So let me click this button right here. There we go. I've now changed it so the date appears on the horizontal axis. Now if I click OK, what you'll see is it's now changed my my chart so that it now has the fruit as the stacked graphs, or the stacked columns, sorry, instead of the date. Now Excel does do this funny thing when you group in by weeks, and it still tends to put days in. There's a couple of ways that you can fix that. You can, if you right click and format axes. Now you see something comes up on the right hand side there. So what I could do is I could change the major unit to 7. And you can see it's now changed the date so that it's just the weekend and dates. However, what it's done is it's made these columns really, really thin. And it's because it's still separating it by days. And if you've got 3 weeks, you can see, but if you've got lots of weeks, getting to sort of maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, then it's really difficult to see the stacks properly. So the best way to change it, actually, when you're doing a stacked column with this kind of data, is change the axes to text axes instead. And what you'll see is it has, let me just change this back to 1, otherwise, and then text axes, and then I will put them in. And you can see now it has got the shapes in a much better format. Okay, I'm going to just click on that to get rid of it. So this is a great start. I can also add a chart title. So I can add, I don't know, let me call it fruit sold each week. We can also change the format, change the style. So we can put things like this where you've got the numbers in if you want. So we can see exactly how many were sold of each fruit. And if you notice, the legend is now gone at the top instead of the bottom. There's lots of other things that you can do. You can even, if you click on the chart tools at the top, you can change the look and feel from up here. So let me change it to black there, or there's lots of different ways to present that. I've now got shadow behind and stuff like that, so it now looks really good. Okay, and then the next step that I want to show you is I have put a target down here. I want to put this in as a target line so that you can see, are we hitting target of the number of fruits sold each week. So let me show you that now. Next. So the first thing I need to do is I need to add this target line to the data set. So I need to right click and I need to select data again. And now that I'm in select data, I need to click add. In the series name, I need to point it at cell A20. And the series value, if you notice it's highlighted, so I can just replace what's in there. And all I need to do is go to my cell B1 to D1, drag it, and it automatically puts in the data that I need. So I just click enter on that, and then I click OK. Okay, and then I have added a target line. Now that what I haven't done at this moment in time is created that as a line. So that will actually just add another stacked column on the top of what I've already got. So I'll show you that, and then I will show you how to change that to a line. Okay, so you can see that this is my target line. It's added it as another stacked column, and that's not what I want to do because that's not easy to visualize whether we've actually hit target or not. So I'm going to highlight that, just those lines, by clicking on one of the bars. Yep, and it's highlighted all of them. And then I need to right click and I want to change series chart type. And then in here, if I scroll down, I can see there's my target, and I want to change my target to a line. Okay, so you can see in the second week, I have actually hit the target and exceeded the target, which is really good. I also don't want these numbers in the target because they distract from the data. So I'm going to highlight those, click delete, and it gets rid of those. There you go. You can see I've now got a target line. So you can see how the data is really helping me now to see whether I've hit target, to see how many I've sold, see whether I'm on track. And if that was continued for a few weeks, I would know which were my poor weeks, which were my good weeks. I could also change that from amount sold to how much I've made. So I could have a target of how much money I want to make, and I could have that do exactly the same as what I've just done there with the money chart instead of the just how many you've sold. So that is how to do a graph